I'm calling this one the Fred Warner Award. It goes to the 49ers' most improved player. It was Warner last year. In the past, it was Kittle. Could have been the George Kittle Award as well. Who do you guys think will win the Fred Warner Award in 2021? Who do you expect to make a big leap this year? And why? That's the most important thing, because we can't tell the future. Show your work.
Show my work for the most improved. I've been saying Jeff Wilson for a while, and I think if he gets a bigger role, that would be my pick. But I'm just not sure if there will ever be a running back in this offense that can get that bell cow role. So I'll go with, I think Brandon Ayuk has the chance to, and I've been probably the least positive on Brandon Ayuk out of everyone here. I like Brandon Ayuk, but I think, Grant, you're saying rookie of the year potential before the season. I wasn't even close to thinking he would have the impact he did. And he really impressed me this rookie season. I think he can have an even better year, especially if he has the same quarterback for all 16 games.
You freaked me out a little bit, Maverick, with the way you opened up with your answer, because my guy is Jeff Wilson Jr. He's so productive in a limited role that I feel as long as he stays healthy, which is the number one concern, I do believe he can put up a lot of numbers, especially in the red zone. He had 10 touchdowns last year, and he missed a quarter of the season with an injury. And even when he was healthy earlier on, he was not playing that much. I go back to that game against the Eagles when Coleman was out, Mostert was out, and they relied heavily on Jerick McKinnon. Jeff Wilson Jr. was healthy that game, if I remember correctly, and he didn't really touch the ball at all. So Jeff Wilson Jr. is my Fred Warner Award nominee, I guess you could say, early on, because I do feel like he can put up a lot of touchdowns in the upcoming year as long as he stays healthy. And he had almost 750 all-purpose yards. He can easily get 1,000 all-purpose yards, maybe somewhere in the realm of 700, 750 rushing yards and another 300 receiving. So that's my pick right there, Jeff Wilson Jr.
It's a good pick. I almost feel like Jeff Wilson Jr. is broken out already, although he hasn't. He needs more touches. And with Ayuk, I'm not going to go with Ayuk because I love Ayuk. I think he's fabulous, but I think he's a kind of a poor fit, not the ideal fit with Jimmy. Once Ayuk gets a guy who can throw it downfield, he's going to be just fab. He can be breathtaking. He'll be like an all-pro player. But right now, I kind of feel like Debo is more in Jimmy's wheelhouse. But I'm just saying all this to preface my pick. I'm going to go on the defensive side, and I'm not going to pick Javon Kinlaw. As optimistic as I am about Ayuk, that's pretty much as pessimistic as I am about Kinlaw. I think that's who he is. Good player, but not someone you want to take in the top 15. I could be wrong. I'm not going to go with Kinlaw. I'm going to go with Dre Greenlaw. He'll be entering his third year the way Fred Warner did last year. He's been a good player his first 2 years. I think he's improved from year 1 to year 2. And now it's going to be his first season as like a full-blown starting weak side linebacker who plays 1,000 snaps. I think he's going to lead the team in tackles and have Pro Bowl consideration. So I think he's going to take a big leap. Maybe he's already pretty good, but people don't realize it. I think Dre Greenlaw is going to become the Warner Greenlaw tandem, not just Warner. That's the way I see it. Like we were. We're just projecting. What do you think, Nick?
Well, Greenlaw, I can use that same argument you just gave me about Jeff Wilson Jr. I think Greenlaw's just as much broken out as Jeff Wilson Jr. But I agree with you.
That's a good point. You're right. I'm a total hypocrite. You're right.
But hey, on a serious note, he's playing right next to Fred Warner. And there were times this past season where he looked like the better linebacker on the field at times. We all know Fred Warner is the significant linebacker. He received all-pro honors, but there was times this season where it was tough to tell who was better than who.
Yeah,
he was flying all over the field to close out the year.
Any dark horses, any honorable mentions you think that could be in the running? How about Tarvarius Moore?
Yeah, Tarvarius Moore's good. Jose Vera in the comments said Azeez Al-Shaair, and that's a dark horse. I think he was impressive when he filled in when Quan Alexander was
He's
traded.
A very athletic linebacker, absolutely.
I was thinking about this earlier. A dark horse I have because I do think he's going to be penciled into a starting role is Kevin Givens. And
that's a really good one.
Yeah,
that's a great one.
I'm so high on Kevin Givens, and it wouldn't
he
surprise me.
He could get 7 or 8 sacks next year.
I think so.
Yeah. Great call. I got one more. Emmanuel Mosley. Third-ish year, maybe fourth year. But he could be, maybe if he's a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger. He's got some bird legs. If he could bulk up a little bit.